What's up, y'all? We're back, and today is another vlog. Like I said, we're gonna start uploading a lot more often now, and we're actually doing this a day early because, like I said in the last video, it was Friday on that video, and I said that the spoiler would be ready on Tuesday. But it's Monday today, and they said it was actually ready today. When I got off work, they called me and were like, hey, it's ready. Go ahead and come and get it. So we went and got it after work. And as you see, it's now painted. So we're gonna go ahead, grab the fins out the front seat so that y'all can see them all painted together. Alright, let's set these out here. Let them get a little sunlight so y'all can see. And yeah, as y'all see, I mean, it looks like there's a little bit of like dirt on them or something, or like little dust from the shop. I'll wipe it off, but as you guys see, they are nice and painted to match the baby over there. It's gonna be nice. Alright, so I'm not about to stall. We're finna go ahead and just get to it. But I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do first. We gotta unscrew these two right here to take out the brake light. And then we're gonna come in here. These two screws on each side are holding it in. And then we're also, this middle panel right here comes off. And there's screws, there's I think 2 screws under here that we got to take off as well. And then the whole spoiler, once we do that, the whole spoiler piece will then come off. And then once we do that, obviously it'll be off. All we got to do then is just put on our new one and kind of just reverse the process, and then it'll be on. And then once this part right here is on, everything else is super straightforward there. All you're doing is just screwing in the fins into here. You just screw in those in on each side, and then you're putting the wing right across, and the stands are right here about. So this should be quick and easy, so let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, we got this out. Like I say, you unscrew both of those, and you're going to take this off and this right here. This is the plug for your actual brake light itself, so that it turns on and off. And this is for, I believe, is washer fluid for the back window. So all you do with this one, you just kind of pull it off. Well, I can't do it with one hand. Hang on, give me 1 sec. Okay, got it off. Super easy. This is just a clip. You just press down on it and you just pull this off. It pops right off. And this right here, you just got to pull it off. Since it hasn't been taken off, probably it did just, you just got to put a little muscle behind it, but it comes off. It comes right off. And then set your brake light to the side, because obviously you're still going to need it. So now that you have these off, you can go ahead, open the trunk, and what we're actually going to do first, we're going to take off this, because you got to, like I said, you got to unscrew these two on each side, and there's screws under this. So we're going to go ahead and take this off, unscrew what's under here, and then we're going to do those, and then we're going to take the spoiler off, and then we're going to be getting the new one on. Alright, we got this off. That was super easy to take off. There's little clips. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just used a little plastic trim stick. If you don't have anything like this, you literally use like a screwdriver. You can honestly probably even get your hand up under there and just pull it off. It came off super easy. So you don't need anything special really to get that off. So like I said, these are actually bolts. I thought they were screws, but they're actually bolts. So you're gonna get a wrench, drill, whatever you have, and take these 3 off right here. And then, like I said, these are hex bolt screws. Taking both of those off, and then your spoiler should be able to come off at that point. So let's go ahead and do that. We have an 8mm right here. Just go ahead. There's one. Okay, it's 2. Trying to make sure we don't lose it here. And that's 3. Those are all out. You don't need to unplug any of this, I believe. I believe this stuff right here can stay kind of plugged in. I don't think any of this needs to be messed with. I think the spoiler will be able to just come right off at this point. So let's find out. And then, yep, right off. Just like that. That's all that's holding it in. There is a little pin right here, if you guys can see it right there. That pin's like in the middle. That was kind of holding it in, but the old spoiler is off and out. And as you see, this is dirty, so I'm gonna clean this first before we put that new one on, because that's actually pretty disgusting. So I'm gonna clean this off, and then we're gonna get started putting the new one on. Alright, we got it all cleaned up now. That looks a lot better because that was pretty disgusting. So we have the new one here. I'm gonna kind of set it up here just so y'all can kind of get an idea of how it's gonna be. So as y'all see, it's right here. This is more or less kind of how it's gonna be sitting. It's a little higher up because of these wires and stuff, but it's gonna be kind of like this. It'll be up here a little bit more as well, because so it'll be like that. And then the wings will be here, and the spoiler is gonna be coming across. So once we get it on, you guys will see it, and it'll all look correct. But I also kind of wanted to do this to make sure that this paint matches, and it most definitely does. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, these wires right here, there's 2 holes in here. There's one over there and one right here. The one on this side is for your brake light wire, and this one on this side is for the washer fluid wire. And then once we route both of these through, we are gonna put on our brake light and put it back inside of the housing, so that way that's in there. And then once we get that, we'll go ahead and screw it down from the sides first, kind of just so that it's mounted, and then we'll take the bolts that go through the middle and put those in, and then we'll fully secure it once we kind of get those started and once we see that it's in place. So let's go ahead and start. We ran into a bit of an issue here, and let's see, right here, as you guys see where that screw is supposed to be for the brake light, there's actually not a hole right there. It's just kind of like there. It's just a little indent. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to just drill through it, I guess, and that'll be how we screw it. That'll be the hole, so we can get it screwed in, because I mean, we got to get the brake light in there somehow. So I'm gonna try and drill a little hole through there, and we'll try and just get it in there. So give me 1 sec. Alright, so I just drilled out little holes. I got the screws in, so now our brake light is in, it's secure. So now we're gonna come over here, and we're actually gonna start putting together this piece right here before we put it onto there, and before we drill that on. So you have the 2 stands right here. I'm just gonna take them, you know, they just kind of line up here. There's one goes here, one goes here. A screw goes inside of that hole on both to attach it and mount it to this piece right here. And then these 2 screw holes are going to go here, and that is how these are going to mount onto the car. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got these screwed in. Don't know if you can see in there, but there's a screw inside of there that's putting this against here. These are the stands. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take them, and they go in these slots here. And if I can, get them to stay. They go in these slots here like this. And then there's a hole up under here. You can't really see it because I have the brake light connected. It might be a little easier if I disconnect it. But basically, there's a hole up under here. And you screw up through there to secure the stand to the spoiler. And then, yeah, so actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unplug the brake light again, and then I'll show you guys so that way you guys can see. Alright, we got this back off, so now I can kind of show you guys. Let me go ahead and flip it over. Alright, so as you see, these two holes right here line up with these screw holes right here. So this is gonna be on top of there, kind of like so. The screw's gonna go through that, drill there, and it's gonna connect those two together. And then we'll go ahead and put this on to make it easier on us, because I didn't really think it through. I kind of just threw this top part on, but that'll actually make it a lot easier on us, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so after a long struggle, because these posts did not line up to save their lives, but we got it on, and now we're gonna go ahead and do what we had before and put the lines back through, put the brake light on, put these on, and theoretically speaking, the rest of this should be smooth sailing. All we got to do, put both of those in, and then we put the fins in, and we should be good. So let's see. Alright, if y'all can't tell, it's the next day, and there's a good reason for that. And it's because I spent, after the last clip y'all just saw, I spent another hour and a half trying to get the spoiler on, because of just more issues with stuff kind of not lining up properly. There was a lot of micro adjusting I had to do, all this other stuff. I had to make a whole bunch of different holes, little stupid stuff. Honestly, it was kind of annoying, but I got it on, and whenever I got it on, it was dark, so I wouldn't have been able to really get a good shot. So I was like, I'll just wait in the morning, and I'll go ahead and show you guys, since it's all on now, actually. So we have everything attached properly, everything secure, and it actually looks really, really good. I drove it. I actually just got back from driving it kind of on the highway to just make sure there was no weird noise or anything at high speeds, and nothing of that. It sounded fine, which is great. I really, really like this carbon fiber up here, dude. That looks so good. I'm glad I actually went with that, because like I said, I was gonna get just kind of. That was rude. Okay. My XT card got full, so it just stopped my freaking recording. That was rude. Okay, get off of there. Okay, so as I was saying before, I was really interrupted. I'm glad I went with the carbon fiber instead of the matte, because, the matte would have been okay, but I like the look of this carbon a little more. So, as you guys see, it's all on. Everything looks good. I think it looks really good with the wheels and everything. It does add a bunch of kind of aggression to the back now. So now I'm gonna have to, add a few more parts to kind of just make everything balance out, but we'll get there with due time, don't worry. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of end it here, because that's kind of all this video was about, was just getting that spoiler on. So got it on. It looks good. If you guys think it looks good, let me know. If you guys have any ideas of anything else I should do, let me know as well. I'll look into it, and if I like it, I'll probably get it. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.